magnificent Arc de Triomphe with 12 boulevards emptying onto the circle. Yesterday was a holiday in France, but today the traffic is flowing again. And 15 minutes away from the Arc, Stade Roland Garros on a spectacular spring day in Paris. Day 2 of the 1999 French Open presented by IBM. And the lineup today already out on Court Central, the number 2 men's seed, Pete Sampras. Lindsay Davenport is in action today. Mary Pierce underway on Court Suzanne Lenglen. And later, Anna Kournikova will be in action. And immediately, we want to get you out to Court Central, a packed house for Pete Sampras against a 24-year-old from Costa Rica, Juan Antonio Marin. Sampras held to start the match. This is only the second game. Marin serving at 40-15.
A journeyman clay court player, but nonetheless a test for Pete Sampras, who has had very little match play coming into the French Open this year.
Has competed in only 5 events this year as Pete Sampras. So Marin holds 1-all the first set.
And that is the very shot, Bill, that he's going to have to guard against. I mean, this guy doesn't have a great deal of power. He can run some balls down. Not a big guy, 5'9"-ish. And Pete should just take his time, hit some balls from the baseline. He should be able to beat this fellow from the baseline. Not to mention winning a lot of free points off that huge first serve.
Juan Antonio Marin, I mentioned 24, lives in Spain, but still has his Costa Rican citizenship, ranked 88 in the world, second appearance in the French Open. He has yet to win a match in a Grand Slam tournament. Textbook Sampras there.
That's the shot that Pete invented, Bill. An unorthodox yet highly exciting look at an overhead. Jumps off both feet. You're not taught that as a kid, but it looks spectacular and enjoyable to watch. And when you got a serve like Pete, you can afford to take shots like, hit shots like that.
First ace. Pete now 27 years old. Moved to Orlando last year. Ranked number 2 in the world. Lost his number 1 world ranking earlier this year after a remarkable 267 weeks at number 1.
Year's just getting started, Bill.
Impressive down the line from Marin.
Well, we mentioned these two have never played, so obviously Pete trying to feel his opponent out. See what he's made of. He left that court wide open. That was a pretty easy winner for Marin. And that's what discourages Pete from coming to net, the difficulty of moving your feet. He slipped a little bit as he was about to hit that volley. He took his eye off the ball for a split second and missed it long. And boy, can I tell you from experience.
Nice serve down the tee. So on serve, Sampras holds here in the first set. 2-1. And as we go to commercial, here's some scores from day 2 at the 1999 French Open. Open has been the elusive championship for Pete Sampras, the place where relative unknowns, like Gilbert Schaller in 1995, have used the slow red clay to frustrate one of the all-time great players. In 1996, Sampras did come close. He won 3 5-set marathons and reached the semifinals, his best showing ever at Roland Garros. In 1997, though, Sampras got only to the 3rd round before Magnus Norman dismissed him and left the world's best player still unable to solve the puzzle of the terre battue. A year ago, Sampras again came to Paris with high expectations. But in the 2nd round, Ramon Delgado of Paraguay defeated him and again left Pete wondering if he would ever win the one Grand Slam he has yet to conquer. A lot of us thought 3 years ago that things had fallen just right for Pete to win finally here at Roland Garros, but Johnny, after those 3 5-setters, he just didn't have anything left.
The tank was empty, and Kafelnikov went on to win his first of 2 Grand Slam titles.
Meanwhile, here, Juan Antonio Marin has come back from triple break point down, now has game point. And holds, as Sampras lets an opportunity slip past. 2-all.
Well, that's got to be disappointing for Pete. Up love 40. Marin certainly not comfortable in this huge stadium. Has not played matches of this magnitude. Sampras wants to get on top early for the very reason that he lost at Kafelnikov 6-0 or 6-0-2 in the semis back a couple of years ago. He's got to save some gasoline for the later rounds. He said before the tournament he wants to attack more. Didn't think he was going to include the 2nd serve. Didn't do much with that 2nd serve. Marin with no problem there.
Pete still thinks he can contend here in Paris. He says there are 15 guys who can win it, and I'm one of them.
If he went in thinking he couldn't win, it's very doubtful he'd win it, so you better believe he has a shot at it. Oh, that looked clearly wide there, and he's going to check the mark. Yeah, I think they're going to call that out. And the rule is you have to stop playing the point. Marin gets the call. Love 30.
Stéphane Apostolou of France, the chair umpire.
Sampras looking unsteady out there. He's not moving particularly well. You can see that, and clearly lack of match play on the clay. That serve as a way of helping the situation, not have to move at all, just bomb the big ace. And that's why people look at Sampras and say he is one of these guys that has a shot. If he can serve that big, why not? I don't care how good a returner you are. You're not going to return that serve.
15-30. 30-all. There have been guys who have said, I've got no chance. Kafelnikov's one of them. Every step of the way when he won the French, he said, listen, I'm on borrowed time. I don't have a chance to win here. Gustavo Kirten is another one. He said, I can't believe I can't believe
Wielander said it. Pretty much the last eight French Open winners have said that. The problem with the men's game, Bill. And someone's got to step up and say, I can win this. Big forehand winner by Marin there. I saw Kafelnikov in the locker room before the match. I said, you know, last time I looked, you're #1 in the world. He says, unfortunately. Why would someone be saying that?
Did he say that?
Unfortunately, that's I'll have to analyze that for a while. Well, Marin with the break point here after being down love 40 at 1-2. Sampras in a bit of trouble. Conditions a little heavier. This is going to start to quicken up if the sun stays out. That's a double fault to lose his serve.
So service break for Juan Antonio Marin. Up 3-2 now on Pete Sampras. And we welcome you to our broadcast position up above Court Central. Bill McAtee and John McEnroe. But a lot of people wonder, have Pete's best chances passed him by already?
You'd have to think so. I mean, in all honesty. I mean, in the fact that he hasn't played any matches, people aren't going to respect that. The clay court players are going to test him. Even Marin is going to test him. And this is a guy who's 6-12 coming into the French Open, and as you pointed out, never won a match in a slam, and yet he has a realistic shot at it. So this is a monumental hurdle for Pete to overcome. I mean, he, as I said yesterday, if he wins this, he's at least up there with Laver in my book.
Let's take a look at Pete's draw. What do you think about his chances at this point? I mean, he does seem to have a pretty good path.
He's got a good-looking draw. I mean, he doesn't have a particularly tough clay court player. So Medvedev is a guy whose best days are past him. If you look at any of those players there, Cecil Mamet, the American's a little hustler, but not a lot of experience on clay. His first seed is Thomas Enquist. The first real clay court test that Pete would get would be the quarterfinals against Kierton. And that would be obviously an extremely difficult match, but you have to like his chances if he plays up to his capabilities.
Gustavo Kierton could be a pretty formidable obstacle.
Very formidable. Very formidable. And he's one of the 2 or 3 favorites, along with Moya, if he can pull himself back after scare he had yesterday, and Rios is lurking.
Nice touch.
That's what you saw a lot from Pete a couple years ago. He can rally from the baseline. He mixed things up nicely. Eventually, that nice half-volley winner. I'll tell you one thing, his movement is a little shaky right now. I don't remember seeing Pete move as sluggishly. I'm sure he's nervous, and that has something to do with it. And the fact he hasn't been playing a lot on the clay, this is a surprise here. Although Stoltenberg is an accomplished all-around player, and he's also an Australian, which I think puts some extra pressure on Mark, and he's down 2 sets to love.
Stoltenberg beat Patrick Rafter in Paris a year ago. Nice net play from Marin.
Nice net play from Pete Sampras, and that's where he belongs, is up at the net. Marin does not put a lot on the balls. Sampras is having some trouble generating pace right now. The conditioners are still relatively heavy out there. Ball's a little heavier than last year. They got a number of complaints about how the ball was flying too much, and a lot of balls way outside the baseline. And that the big servers were suddenly, you remember Steek getting to the finals against Kafelnikov, so they made the balls a little heavier. That's not good news for Sampras.
Yeah, Pete showing some early frustration.
It's just not working for him yet. I mean, that was a relatively easy passing shot for Pete standards. At the very least, you can see this guy Marin, he probably comes in to shake hands.
That's it.
And you got to make him play some volleys.
Marin. Little out with the short ball there.
Marin mène par 4 jeux à 2.
We might have to order an espresso for Pete down there, get him moving a little bit, because he's sluggish right now.
Kornikova and Tanasu Garn coming up a little bit later, and we'll see Lindsay Davenport. It's Jane Chi.
And you watch a guy like Kierton, for example, and this guy's bouncing the entire match. Looks like he could run like a gazelle on the clay, whereas us poor Americans, Bill, we're used to that hard court stuff. We can run like the devil on hard courts, but you put us out on this dirt, a lot of mediocrity showing. I don't think people realize how difficult it is for someone like Sampras, who grew up on hard courts, didn't play on clay as a kid, to make the adjustment.
Nice touch there from Pete. Most difficult part of the movement on clay would be what?
It's the fact that you can't make that quick step that you're used to making, that you could put on a burst. Here's Marin trying to hustle up for a Pete's half volley drop shot. Just missed it wide.
30 love.
Particularly at net. You know, and on hard courts, it's a lot easier to be aggressive, obviously. The court plays a lot faster. It's easier to serve volley. But on clay, placement is even more critical.
Love game from Sampras, 4-3, first set.
Ramasseur changement de balle, s'il vous plaît. Bonne
Well, after we went off the air yesterday, there were a couple of matches concluded. Roger Sanchez, Vicario won easily, straight sets, lost only 4 games. But here was a surprise. Cedric Pioline lost, and Pioline, remember, semifinalist last year, 2-time Grand Slam finalist, and a Frenchman, and a lot of disappointment here in Paris after his loss.
Well, he lost to a fellow Frenchman, so that tempers that loss. And as we were leaving the air yesterday, I don't know if you remember, Agassi was just finishing.
We thought
Pioline was up 6-3, 6-3, 5-3, 2-match points, only to lose a crushing defeat, because he's really struggled this year. Things looking very iffy for Pioline now.
30-15.
And Marin gets a free point, a Sampras miss hit. 4-3, 30-15 first set.
So Arnaud Clement will be the opponent for Andre Agassi.
What?
30 all. Marin trying to protect that break, up 4-3.
What? 30-40.
2 unforced errors give the American a chance to break right back here in the first set. He'd be more than happy to take this.
Merci.
Oh, that ball clipped the back of the line. They're going to take a look. Maybe it didn't. They're going to take a look. Eventually. It looked like it clipped the back of the line.
Here comes Stefano Apostolou.
Oh, and it's called out. Sampras with the break, 4 all. He missed 2 straight balls by a combined 1 inch to lose his serve.
Now, for more information on the 1999 French Open, log on to the internet at www.usanetwork.com. We've got a chat room going, volley areas where you can post your thoughts on this year's tournament, and lots of other goodies online. So Sampras serving 4 all. Well, Pete came in having played the fewest matches of any of the seeds this year. Maybe that's a good thing in terms physically for Pete.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, although you've got to think you need more match play. And he did go to Barcelona, which was the first big clay court event leading up to this, and was on site, played doubles with Kafelnikov, and then got hurt and pulled out of the event, and pulled out of Monte Carlo as well. So he had a full clay court schedule planned.
Wonderful shot. Marin right on the line.
He's starting to move a little bit. You see him trying to sneak in there. Caught the volley a little bit lower than he would have liked. Forced him to hit up. Gave Marin a chance at the pass. And this is what these clay courters love to do.
15 all.
Premier service.
Well, Pete was beaten in the second round in Rome and was not treated especially well by the Italian fans who whistled and jeered as he left the court. And he said it was a very lonely experience for him, not fun.
He lost 6-3, 6-1 to the Brazilian Fernando Meligeni. Not a result he preferred to. Matter of fact, he'd prefer to forget about that the moment that match was over. Did have a couple decent wins at World Team Cup. Piolín, who has really struggled, so that was a little iffy. Kuchera, who was dominated today by Larson. So you can see that on clay, those weren't as big as wins as they may have appeared at the time. Losing to Rafter there.
30-15.
And that's the extent of his clay court play coming in. He's 10-5 coming into this tournament this year. You mentioned Rome, where he won one match.
Premier service.
Well, I guess you can say he's fresh, right? That's
40-15.
We're going to stop in on the two Aussies. It looks like the end is near for Scud, the big bomber, Mark Philippoussis, going out without a whimper.
Sampras.
So Sampras holds. Now we go over to court one. Busy day. That's the great part of the early going in any Grand Slam event. As we come to you live from Paris, Mark Philippoussis seems to be on the verge of elimination against Jason Stoltenberg. Philippoussis, the number 10 seed.
Well, it looks like Philippoussis has thrown in the towel, is what it appears, which is why you're hearing those whistles. But Stoltenberg's a tough competitor. He's a veteran, knows how to win. And he just has one. There
Stoltenberg, 7-6.
Mark Philippoussis at the French Open for the first time in his career, and he loses in the first round to a fellow Aussie. Straight sets to Jason Stoltenberg, who last year got to the round of 16.
Well, certainly wide open there. A bunch of guys that most people aren't familiar with. A couple that I'm not familiar with. Ramon Delgado had a big win here last year over Mr. Pete Sampras?
It was.
Jason Stoltenberg. You can say any one of those, Bill, has a shot at getting to the fourth round. We'll be back in a minute in USA.
Court Central, Pete Sampras against unseeded Juan Antonio Marin, and Sampras up 5-4, but on serve. Marin service game 30 all.
40-30.
Unexpected and appreciated ace number 1 for Marin. That was a good time to pull off that.
40-30, trying to even this first set at 5.
He left that line wide open. I mean, we see that all the time. If you're going to run around your backhand, you better hit a big shot. Sampras stood his ground. Ball came right back to him. And Pete's got an excellent backhand up the line, as he showed there. That's the other great shot he possesses. As a matter of fact, he hit pretty much every shot well, but particularly that forehand cross court on the run. He loves that shot. Perfected that over the years. He sort of dares people to hit there. The court's open for him, so he knows if he hits the big one, he can hit a winner. He's got set point here to pull this first set out. Remember, he was down a break.
Égalité.
Step late for that. Back to deuce. Wind's starting to kick up a little bit, playing a little havoc on that Sampras backhand. Sat up for Marin.
Avantage Marin.
2 aces this game. Out wide. That serve can be hit 30 miles an hour, Bill, and it's effective if you place it there. That's too good. Good hustle for the Costa Rican there to level at 5.
Face down a set point.
5 jeux partout.
Packed house here. Second day of play. Excellent. Just trying to book.
Good look.
Well, Ruzetsky said he had the UFO had a better chance of landing here and him seeing it than him winning. So maybe that's, maybe the guy got off the plane. Ruzetsky with a win at the French yesterday. And Sampras with his 3rd double.
So love 15.
I sense that the crowd really wants to get behind Pete here. Pulling for him to do well. That ball just dropped out. You lift your chin up a little bit, your head, a little body language never hurts.
15 all. Pete would like to have that one back.
He just did nothing with that. Hit it right back to him. I mean, he could have done pretty much anything he wanted there. It still was not an easy pass. But he gave him a shot and he paid the price, 15-30. That's the other thing on clay. You get so many more chances at a point than you would on another surface. So much more difficult to put the ball away. Which is why I'd like to see Pete try to utilize some drop shots and some short angles. Force this guy to do things he's not comfortable doing. And that's the area where Pete is far superior. He just has so much more in his game and variety than this guy. And he's got to utilize that. And this is not going to be easy, obviously. But he can make things easier for himself. See that short ball, he's got to do more with that. Hit it shorter. That's right in his pocket. It's where he loves to hit a passing shot, Marin.
30-40.
Now Sampras, a couple minutes ago had a set point, now finds himself down break point. This guy's comfortable, 6-8 feet behind the baseline. 2 straight passing shots. That's wide.
So Marin with the service break, and he has a chance to serve out the first set. And quickly, let's send you out to court Suzanne Longland and join Barry and Tracy.
All right, Bill, out here it is 5 games all. They are just getting ready for a changeover here, and I'll tell you something, Mary Pierce has been very, very tough in that first set, Trace, but in this second set, she's had a lot of trouble. Very erratic. We're in a changeover now on court Suzanne Longland. Pierce 4-3 in the second set with the first 6-4. But she looks a little more shaky in the second set as we have a closer look here, Trace.
Johanette Kruger is a tough opponent. She has a very strong forehand, moves extremely well, very light on her feet, a tough backhand, and a real fighter, real tenacious out there. So I think actually Mary's played some very consistent and solid tennis today. Johanette Kruger has only played 1 tournament this year because she had a stress fracture in her right foot for the first 4.5 months of the year. And Mary looks very fit to me, and that's key for Mary Pierce because she is not one of the best movers on the tour. So she has to be fit so that she can get all the way to the ball. When she has time to set up, she has lethal ground strokes.
8th game, second set. Kruger serving, down 3-4. Pierce with the first set, 6-4. Second serve.
Second service.
Second serve. There is a big forehand from Mary Pierce. Certainly her biggest weapon, right, Trace?
Definitely her biggest weapon, and classic Mary Pierce to step in, move in off that baseline, and strike that ball early, a couple of feet inside the baseline.
And now 15-all. Well, that's what's happening over here. Let's head back to Central once again, Bill.
All right, Barry, thank you very much. And Juan Antonio Marin is 2 points away from the first set. Sampras has struggled, especially in the backhand, with 8 unforced errors. And 1 winner from the backhand. 30-love first serve. And Marin, who faced down a set point a few moments ago,
40-0.
now has 3 set points of his own. Perhaps nerves from double fault.
Take away the perhaps.
Well, as we mentioned, Juan Antonio Marin has never won a match in a Grand Slam tournament. This is his 8th try. And Sampras saves 2 set points.
40-30.
Marin has only recently, in the last couple of years, started playing the big ones. He's been in the minors till sometime in '97, where he finally got an opportunity to play with the big boys. And oh, right on the line, 3 set points saved for Sampras. Topsy-turvy first set here. Not over yet. Another one on the line. Marin can't believe it. Sampras says it's about time things started clicking.
Avantage Sampras.
A little bit later than he would have liked, but not too late.
4 straight points for Sampras, and now he's got a break chance.
That's a smart play there. That's exactly what I was talking about. And Marin obliged with the forehand error. Took a big swing and finds himself now in a tiebreak.
Jeu décisif.
Tiebreak records this year. Marin even 5 and Sampras 4 and 2.
That's wide.
1-0 Marin.
Here's an example of that movement at net. See, he slid into that volley. Look how long that skid is. It's got to be 5, 6, 7 feet long.
Second service.
Let call.
Nothing on that second serve. Sampras looking to run around the back and hit a big forehand.
Sampras controlling that point from the start.
That's why Marin needs to get a lot of first serves in, because he really has a mediocre to poor second serve. Sampras once again came in a shortish ball, and it worked for him. Should continue to utilize that ploy. He's got to just put a little bit more on that backhand, not give Marin that much time.
2-1, Marin.
Sampras will serve 1-2 in the tiebreak.
Well, when you're that far behind the baseline, the risk is if your opponent is able to run down the volley, it's virtually impossible to run down that drop shot. Way out of position. Sampras picked up on it quickly.
Sampras.
Consistently trying to come in on that first serve, paid dividends there to 3-2. So that's the thing with Sampras. I mean, he's hitting the ball 110, 115 miles an hour, and he's placing it. So compare that to someone who's hitting 80 miles an hour and placing it 90.
They'll change sides.
Yeah, that was an 83 mile an hour first serve. That got the job done on the surface. On hard courts, for example, a guy like Agassi would just destroy a serve like this. And Sampras would do a pretty good job with it also. Steadies in a dogfight in the first set tiebreak. Marin with the initiative there, controlling the point.
4-3, Marin.
Sampras going to switch rackets here at a critical point in the first set. I don't think he broke a string, but very finicky about his rackets. He's got plenty to choose from.
Broke the string.
Where'd that string break? Maybe you guys see better than I do now. My eyesight's going at 40, Bill. Still haven't seen it.
You know, considering Pete's history here in Paris, this is not the kind of first-round match he was looking for. 48 minutes in a first-set tiebreak on a very warm day.
Winner there. A bit surprising he's coming in on that second serve. It's really something he hasn't shown a lot of in the past. He's listening to his critics a little bit too much, perhaps. Need to come in more, need to come in more. That time, Marin had way too much time.
Sampras will serve at 3-5. Well, that was only the 7th point that Pete has won on 17 second serves. So Marin at 5-4.
players must realize if you're going to go to the forehand, you're risking a lot more. Both players far superior off the forehand side. This time Marin's the one that pays the price. 5-all now. It's going to float wide. Set point once again for the Costa Rican. He's starting to get some confidence on that forehand now. He's really going after it.
And he'll have a 4th set point.
If I were Sampras, I'd hit one of those big kick serves out wide to the backhand. Backhand.
And on the double fault, 4th of the match, unseeded Juan Antonio Marin has taken the first set from Pete Sampras. And now let's send you back over to court Suzanne Langland, Barry McKay, and Tracy Austin.
All right, Bill, this is just moments ago. Now Pierce serving for the match over here on Long Lawn. Mary Pierce, 15 love. And I'll tell you something, Trace. This outfit, very sharp compared to some of the ones that she wore last year. I hope she gave those away to some of the Goodwill folks.
Ah, she looks great out there.
Yeah, this is a nice outfit.
Always takes a lot of time in between the points. Another great serve right off the line. Mary's looked extremely relaxed out there today, and I think that she's coming to the French Open more relaxed than she has in years because of Amelie Mauresmo getting to the finals of the Australian Open. A lot more attention has been diverted away from Mary Pierce. Also, you have Sandrine Testu, who's been playing well. Julie Allaire-Dicougy.
Just on the baseline, that skips off the line, and so now Mary Pierce with a chance to close it out here on court Suzanne Langland.
I frankly think that Mary likes it a little more quiet. She's been playing very well the last couple of weeks coming into the French.
That's long.
Mary got to the finals of both Hamburg and Rome. Lost to Venus Williams in both of those events, but it's excellent results getting to the finals, and I think that gave her a lot of confidence. Confidence on the clay. She's being patient. That's something that she's had to really work on. Not go for big shots too early.
Second serve, still match point for Pierce. Taking a lot of extra time. Swinging forehand volley, Tracy, on match point from Kruger.
Ronald Kruger is a good player. I mentioned before that she hasn't played that much this year, only one tournament, but she's been ranked as high as like 21 in the world, so she's definitely a formidable opponent for the first round.
So from 40 love up now, a little slimmer opportunity here. 40-30, still match point. It's a big shot.
Mary gets it right.
Pierce, a running forehand winner cross-court on match point. Tremendous shot, Tracy, from that position.
Just great anticipation. Guessed correctly, and next up for Mary Pierce is going to be a tough one, though. Conchita Martinez in the second round. Conchita playing on court 10 currently right now. First service percentage, 60% for Mary Pierce. And look at the winners. 36. Unforced errors about even, but I think a very, very solid match for Mary Pierce. Moved well.
And that is our Monistat match update. Stay with us. We're at the 1999 French Open on USA Network from Paris. We'll be right back with more of Pete Sampras.
On the hills above Paris, the magnificent domes of Sacré-Cœur. gathering spot on Sunday for local artists who paint and sell their works. Meanwhile, John, some highlights.
Well, here's one of the favorites. This is a new way of warming up. As a matter of fact, I endorse this to be made legal in tennis. You can use your head or your feet, as well as your racket. Gustavo with the new short do, and Blanco got a lot of dye somewhere with that hairdo. And this is why it's going to be so difficult for a guy like Sampras. I mean, look at the way Kierton moves around the court, scrambling, not giving up on any point, making you work harder and harder, and eventually you see he's going to win this point. And you got to pick this guy along with a couple others as one of the favorites. Remember 2 years ago he won it. Well, now all of a sudden everyone knows this guy. And we're going to show you, since we love that so much, we're going to show that soccer kick again.
Well, Gustavo Kierton has won this year twice in Monte Carlo and Rome. What a great run he had in winning here at Roland Garros in '97. His first career singles title, and it comes in a Grand Slam event.
Sampras is broken here in the first game of the second, and add for 2-love lead. Just the start he was looking for to rebound after that first set tiebreak loss. Carlos Moya is on the other side. He likes to warm up that way. I'll tell you, I like that. Get away from the tennis court, beyond the tennis court, I should say, but not playing tennis, and that's good for your footwork and movement and conditioning.
Fifth double fault from Sampras takes us to deuce.
I'd love to see you be able, you're up 40-love, Bill. What do you think of this? You're up 40-love, you're up a couple breaks. As you're about to hit the overhead, you head it for a winner. What do you think? Do you think I can get a groundswell of support for that?
I don't look for that in the near future.
Be a lot more hissing from the crowd. You know, get more crowd involvement.
When you see the time of this match.
Or use your foot. I mean, come on, that would be exciting. Suddenly you see the Brazilians moving up in the rankings.
Brazilian Armada.
Well, he didn't do enough of that drop shot. Marin quickly scurries up to the net, hits a backhand winner up the line. He's got a chance to break right back. He's not having a lot of success coming in on the second serve. First serve is something else entirely. As a matter of fact, it's funny how psychological that is, because if you look at those two serves, that serve wasn't hit any harder than the previous second serve, yet got the desired result. He's got to wait and think, and maybe this guy's going to hit 115, 120-mile-an-hour first serve.
It was only about 95 miles an hour.
Whereas in the second serve, you know it's not going to be coming in any much harder than 100 miles per hour, even with Sampras.
Called wide, second serve. Sampras a game point for 2-love.
My favorite's up 2 sets. Bodan Ulirak, Bill. So it looked like it skipped off the line, which is why he mishit it. Expected the ball one place, it came about a foot lower than what he was hoping for. Ulirak playing Ramon Delgado, who had beaten Sampras here. 2 sets to love, 2 easy sets so far, 6-1, 6-3.
Avantage Sampras.
You don't see that serve hit too much anymore. The serve into the body can be very effective. That's the serve Pete should utilize more. It looks like he's starting to figure this guy out a little bit. He's just got to keep the concentration now. Starting to move a little bit better. A little bit unlucky he didn't win that first set. Lindsay off to a 2-all start. Capriati on the rebound. Nice to see her coming around some. Up a set.
Won in Strasbourg over the weekend. And the first set 6-2.
I think she's won a match here in years. It'd be nice to see her pull one off. We're hoping to see Capriati, but unfortunately there's no TV on her court. They stuffed her in one of the courts where you just hope people show up. She's got to earn her way back into the TV. So.
But we're going to show you some highlights from that match.
But we'll show you highlights of her playing the other year. It's close enough.
Another ace from Marin, his third of the match. Love.
Oh, showing some big serving here.
Number 4. That was right at 115 miles an hour.
By far the hardest serve he's hit today.
Premier service.
So a low game from Marin, but Sampras still up a break here in the second set. Well, Pete Sampras has won 11 Grand Slams, and the one that he has not won, of course, here in Paris. Some of the other great champions who won all the majors except the French. Connors, Ash, Newcomb, Edberg, Becker, Agassi, and Sampras. A lot of people initially thought this would be the best Grand Slam shot for Andre Agassi early in his career. Of course, there's back-to-back finals. Big overhead from Sampras, serving 2-1. Lost the first set in a tiebreak. 30 love.
Premier service.
Too much pace for Marin there. Sampras with an easy service game. He missed a gimme there, but that's the serve he should continue to utilize because Marin can't do much with it. And that ball is kicking up high. Costa Rican only 5-9. That is obviously a point Pete should have won. The good news is he was up 40 love, so overwhelming odds that he'll still pull this game out. Keep that break. Ball looked like it cleaned the line, but perhaps not. Second serve.
Pete was using a little body language. You better believe it.
Sampras mène pas 3 jeux à 1.
Well, very workmanlike effort thus far from Sampras. Now 3-1. Second set.
He's definitely gotten the wake-up call. I mean, his main disappointment was just that set point chance he had in the first. I mean, then he really would have been routine, but he's getting some more zip on the ball. He's clearly moving better and finished that off with no problem.
Has Pete typically been a slow starter? throughout his career? Takes a little while to play himself into a match?
I've seen it times. I wouldn't say it's a consistent thing. Certainly here, normally, but that's probably nerves as much as anything. It's tough to jump out of the gate when you're feeling all that pressure. When you feel pressure, your feet get heavier, you don't move as well, and there's butterflies going around in your stomach. It's hard to get going initially. You almost need a little bit of luck, which he didn't get that first set.
30-15.
Showing that he can run around a backhand. Just once again, too much pace for Marin.
Paul Anacone, Pete's coach, looking on.
Well, there's a gimme that he missed, giving Pete a chance for 2 breaks and virtually put this second set away. Talked about that match already. Federer, a youngster with a lot of potential, after a sluggish start, but dominated after that first set. Kuchera goes out meekly to the dangerous Magnus Larsson. Pete was trying to hit that short ball there, Bill. That was the plan. Try to cut it too close. Tommy Haas, the talented German veteran Marc Rosset. There's another youngster, Melis, with a lot of potential, but the Moroccan dominating him. El Anoui. Well, look just wide, but they're going to take a look at it. No question about it. Maybe they're going to play a let. Caught the outside of the line. Kubek. Is that Tony Kubek, the old Yankee? Jan Simmering upset by Guillermo Canas, another Argentine.
Canas, who made the finals in Orlando earlier this year. Lost to Magnus Norman.
Argentines trying to pull a Spanish Armada movement. They've done in quite a while. Second survey skips off the line. Sampras can't believe it.
Avantage.
Fifth.
The old veteran Carlos Costa still here, went down and up. Bad news for Tarango fans. That McEnroe-Tarango match looking iffy now. You got to win some matches, you know. Misses another easy forehand.
Deuce.
That's a bit of a surprise. Max Murney coming along.
Youngster from Belarus, 21 years old. Good to see
him playing singles. He is really coming along well. Real good kid, hard worker, and monster serve. I mean, and Zabaleta is tough on clay. That's a good win for him.
Double fault, another break chance for Sampras. Murney had a pretty good win. There's some pretty good wins down in Orlando himself. Made the semifinals there.
Jim Courier on one of his scalps. That's a heck of a win on clay. Complete miss hit there. Back to deuce. See, his ranking's gone up to 144. Murney, you know, he's better known as a mixed doubles player than Serena Williams. Good to see him making the effort. Turn himself into a solid singles player. It's just 21. 1-3 deuce here. Just hate misses like that, because he had so much time to think about what he wanted to do. He just decided, okay, I'll just play it safe, hit it nice and deep, and you float long on you. It's highly irritating. Well, you wouldn't know it from Pete.
So Marin holds. Sampras still up a break in the second set. Rising majestically above the Seine River, the Tour Eiffel, and if you take any of the boats, the bateau down the Seine, you can see the replica of the Statue of Liberty there in the middle, and not too far away. Stade Roland Garros. Pete Sampras, the #2 seed, #2 in the world, against unseeded Juan Antonio Marin. Marin winning the first set in a tiebreak. And serving here down 2-4 and 30-15.
He who hesitates is lost. Pete hesitated there on that approach. Thought he had hit a good enough one. Marin scooted over with an excellent forehand pass that Pete couldn't handle.
Premier service.
The old days, you could get away with that, Bill. You could you could wait on it, and guys didn't have enough power, racket speed to do what they do now. So Sampras has got a tougher proposition than someone like myself, because these guys can come up with shots like that out of nowhere with the power in these rackets.
So the clay quarters are hitting it with more pace. It's not as strategic a game as it used to be.
No question about it. I mean, quite a bit more. They volley better because of these rackets. That's the other thing that's helped. It's probably helped the clay court players more than any other type of player, the change in rackets over the last 10, 15 years, along with the women's game. It's really helped them. Those melons that I usually hit up turned into grapefruits.
Sixth ace. Marin holds, but still down a break.
Sampras mène par 4 jeux à 3.
Well, last summer at the All England Club, Pete won 5-set final against Goran Ivanisevic, his 5th Wimbledon championship in 6 years. So Pete with 11 Grand Slam titles, joining Borg, Laver, and Tilden, one shy of Roy Emerson's record. Emerson got his 12th Grand Slam right here at Roland Garros 32 years ago.
Serving and volley. Sampras once again persisting with that second serve attack.
Could probably safely say the game was not as deep then as it is now.
I think they hit the ball as hard, not as athletic. But Roy wants to hold on to that record as long as possible. Sampras hoping and praying he can do something serious here. He serves like that, he'll be okay. 4th ace.
Marin wants to look at the mark.
40-0.
You got to think for the next 5 years minimum, he's got a shot at Wimbledon. 27 years old with his game. So Emerson record obviously well within reach, even if he doesn't win here. There's a difficulty moving, making a quick move. Slipping again a little bit. Still up 40-15. Easy game for Pete there to 5-3.
Sampras mène 5 jeux à 3.
So Marin will serve to stay in the second set.
Andre Medvedev, who would be Pete's next opponent, is just about to finish off his opponent, up 2 sets and 3-love. The Romanian Dino Pescariu. Medvedev once got to the semis here. His game has really tailed off over the last few years. They talked about him and Kafelnikov. Well, boy, has he gone in the wrong direction. And it's an opportunity for Medvedev to turn things around here. Sampras got his hands full here, though. Looking to level this at 1-set-all.
15.
Well, you mentioned Pete's mindset here in Paris, and he said he's not going to be obsessed with winning the French. He wants to enjoy it, but he feels like he's got 3 or 4 years left. But he adds it certainly would be nice to win the French.
Be quite nice.
It was just out. He looks at the mark and walks back.
30-15.
30-15.
There goes another string.
40-15.
So 40-15. Pete will go to.
He's in no
back
rush to
again.
get a new racket. I mean, he's looking for some complete airtime. 10-1 USA. We've seen a lot of Sampras this Tuesday, first week of the French.
We come to you live from Paris on day 2 of the French Open.
Alex Correia, we showed one earlier, number 6 seed, struggling a bit in this clay court season, looking to try to get something approaching that final result he got here last year. Marin doesn't like that. He doesn't like that. He's got a big backswing, so he's going to miss a lot, and he's showing that. So Pete should continue to utilize that play. Davenport cruising, and Capriati cruising to victory. 1 game away. Got to take a look at her draw, Bill, and then she's got a shot at winning some matches here.
Marin, home, 5-4. Second set. Sampras will try to serve out the set when we come back.
Sampras.
Blue skies above Stade Roland Garros as Pete Sampras tries to level his first-round match at a set apiece against unseeded Juan Antonio Marin of Costa Rica.
Couple big first serves, 2 easy points.
And Sampras 2 points away from a set all. Warm day here in Paris, and they've been out on the court for just over an hour and a half. Now in 31 minutes. Well played, and Sampras couldn't get there.
30-15.
Pete looks like he's not moving as he normally does. See if we can pick anything out that specifically be bothering him.
Look below him. That's what's bothering him, the surface. That's the problem. He did look flat-footed at net that last, trying to lunge for that last passing shot. He'll take that.
40-15.
So 2 set points for Sampras. Sailed on him.
40-30.
even the best players in the world sometimes try to guide the ball. Big point for him. He needs to put that racket out in front of him, punch at it. The set would have been his. Still another set point. He's had an excellent game serving here to try to close out this second set. No mistake there.
Back down the tee. Service 118 miles an hour. We're even at a set apiece.
By far the best serving game he's had so far in this match. Couldn't have come at a better time. 5:30 Paris time, 1 set all. Settle down and enjoy another top first round of match for an American. We saw Agassi persevere yesterday. Perhaps Pete can pull this off in 4.
Indecision there?
Well, it looked like he was going to hit the big forehand. Decided not to, and a miraculous miss. I mean, hard to believe he could miss a shot this easy. What he did was he looked out of the corner of his eye, saw his opponent moving cross court. He had planned on zipping that cross court and try to change up mid-stroke. It's better to go with the shot you're committed to, because the odds from that position highly favor you win the point anyway. So awkward lunge there on that ball.
Another ace. That's the 7th for Marin. We're in the 3rd set at the French Open.
Premier jeu, 3e manche.
Well, activity around the grounds here at Roland Garros. And a few moments ago, Lindsay Davenport advanced to the 2nd round of the 1999 French Open. And earlier today, 5-time French Open champion Steffi Graf was in action. Steffi last played here in 1997. She lost to Amanda Kutzer in the quarterfinals. But Tracy, she looked good today against Maggie Maleva.
She did. She looked extremely strong. She's won this tournament 5 times. She's only seeded 6, but everybody knows that she is so dangerous. Level of play still very high. That experience, that counts for so much. Maggie Maleva has been out for almost a year with shoulder surgery. She's the youngest of the Maleva sisters. The only one currently still playing on the tour, but Steffi's forehand's really lethal.
Losing only 2 games in her first-round match. And the flags above Roland Garros flickering in the breeze. It is truly a beautiful spring day here as we come to you live from Paris and back on Court Central. Bill McAtee along with John McEnroe. Pete Sampras, a set apiece. And on serve, Sampras serving 2-3 and love 15.
Sampras still thinking about that overhead. He missed it 2-all. Just an absolute gimme. And an opportunity perhaps to break the Costa Rican. Instead, still on serve. Last break of serve, I think it was the first game in the second set when Pete got him on top of Marin early. And I think that serve out wide is going to continue to be effective for Pete as long as he wants it to be. Marin way off the court, ran around it. Sampras didn't hit a particularly good volley, but got the job done.
15-all.
That's an example where Marin shouldn't have given up on it, though. I would expect that Sampras hit a better volley than he actually did. Now that's an excellent backhand line. No mistake there. Kept his eye on the ball, racket in front of him. Stefan Edberg-like volley. also learned that return from practicing with Bruguera in Spain. The slice forehand return, not one of my favorites. And where is our friend Sergi Bruguera? Looks like he's perhaps called it quits.
Two-time champion here in Paris. Sampras a point away from 3-all in the third. Well, once again, doesn't miss by much. And Sampras holds. Easy service game. And time now for our Oracle Tennis Trivia Quiz, brought to you by Oracle, the e-business engine. Who participated in the first All-American Men's French Open singles final?
I like my chances in that one. Unless they're trying to pull a fast one on us. 1903.
No, the last one.
Oh, oh, thank you, Bill. Thank you. Now I'm in good shape.
That's wide. John, can Pete win a match like this from the baseline?
I think he can. I mean, he overpowered Marin there. I think he can take. This guy does not go for a whole lot on his strokes. You lend your hat to someone, or that's a real win. That's a real loser. Okay, that is awful. This guy's not going to hit a lot of winners on him, so he can. And he's very good from the ground, Sampras. The movement that causes more a problem. But he's clearly picked it up after dropping that first set. And he's controlling play, and that's what he wanted. He didn't do that the first set, but he's starting to inch his way into position here, similar to what Andre did yesterday. Slowly but surely taking hold of this match. Now at love 30, chance to break. That's what we don't expect, is service, big serves from the Costa Rican.
It's about 109 miles an hour. Marin has 7 aces on Sampras. Pete has only 5. That was long.
Here's his chance to break points.
To go up and serve 4-3 here in the third.
Crowd getting behind Pete as expected. They're looking to help Pete along at this French Open.
Well, suddenly Pete Sampras is serving to stay in this third set.
Firmly in control. Excuse me, 4-5 down. Crowd a little stunned and somewhat angered by Pete here. They're trying to stick with him, but frustrating him the last couple games. Guarantee you he's more frustrated than they are right now, but wins the first point of the 10th game.
15-0.
Two veterans cruising. Celis Graf. Pierce, always an adventure for her here.
Leader over Morayu.
Used Pete's pace, just guided that ball for a winner. That was the perfect clay court point by Marin there. Just heavily topspin just inside the baseline. Tough to do a whole lot with it. Sampras tries to overhit, and he's only 2 points from dropping this third set. And this is a good time to really slow things down, get that concentration back. It slipped on him some. It's really cost him. That was right on the line.
Bold stroke from Sampras.
And that was not an easy backhand volley. Showed some good strength there to muscle it up the line for a winner. Key also getting that first serve in. Get that first serve in now. Take something off it if necessary. So much for that. Take something off it. It'll be okay. Set point, Marin.
Chance to go up 2-1 on the number 2 seed, Pete Sampras. And what a victory this would be for Juan Antonio Marin.
Merci.
He's one of the few players in the world that could have pulled that off. I was like, a lot of pace. Deuce.
Avantage Sampras.
Marin wants to take a look at that mark. Bad news is verified to him by himself that the serve was in. Sampras looking to level now at 5-all. I think football call, first one in the match. Sampras says, shut up and just worry about the line. Okay, I don't football. Oh, that's a great shot.
So Sampras survives the set point. And the answer to our Oracle Tennis Trivia quiz.
Could it be Agassi, Courier? No. The first. I told you, man.
You're absolutely right. I misdirected you there.
God,
you were going with Courier and Agassi.
Now I'm upset.
0-15.
Bobby Riggs, we should have known. It was the tip of my tongue.
You had that one?
Well, to be honest, I know. Sampras now at love 30 here. That was the old Chocola on that forehand. Horrible shot. Elbow gets real sore suddenly. You got that right. I mean, this was the best point in the match, in my opinion. Sampras pressing the issue the whole time, and Marin finally, complete shocker there. Look at him open the face of the racket. Perfect.
15-30.
Sampras just didn't think he was going to get that previous shot back.
30.
Excellent hustle once again. Better believe he's going to take his time here and make sure he's ready for 30 off. He's been doing a lot of running, Marin, the last couple points. Lucky to win both of them. Hit it right to him and got away with it.
Sampras will have a break chance for 6-5.
Like this.
Sampras making him think a little bit there.
Magnificent shot. And again, Sampras will have a chance to serve out the third set.
Sampras mène 6-5.
Well, Pete Sampras has been battling on the Terre Battue for 2 hours and 16 minutes and now has a chance to take a 2-1 lead over Juan Antonio Marin. Marin with the first point. Sampras sends it into the net.
0-15.
His only problem is he looks half surprised that the returns are coming back, and he's just got to expect more returns to come back on this surface. He does have an excellent volley as well. Flubbed that one for love 15. It's good pace by Marin on that return. Boy, he's hit some world-class drop shots today. Got that first volley nice and deep. Opened the face of the racket just as that ball was approaching the strings. 3 points away from a well-earned 2-1 lead. Continue to attack, which is a good sign for Sampras fans. That time did a heck of a lot better with that first volley. It's not easy one to handle. Looks like Pete's looking to win this set and get a little second wind here. It's just
ace number 8. And 2 set points for Sampras. So Sampras up 2-1, 7-5. After saving a set point earlier.
Sampras mène 2 manchettes.
John, he's had to battle quite a bit today.
4e manche.
He needs to battle another 45 minutes or so here to finish this one off. At the moment, at least, and Marin looks the fresher of the two. We'll see if Pete gets that second win. There's the mark. Looked to be just a touch long.
Here comes Stefano Apostolou. Calls it out.
Gives Sampras the bad news. 30 love. He's got that look to him. You know, he's starting to hang the shoulders a bit. Towel over the head at 6-5 up.
Pete always looks kind of tired.
The old Ken Rosewall ploy. Fatigue looking backhand there. This has been a tough match for Pete. He's had to work hard to get that 2-1 lead. He better be careful here doesn't get down early in the fourth.
Well, another ace. The eighth of the match for Marin. And we'll be back in a moment. And some unique viewing locations here at Roland Garros. And a pretty full house here at Court Central for Pete Sampras.
He saved one break point, Bill. There was an add to level at 1-all, and he is struggling here early in the fourth, really laboring. You wonder if his back's okay. Hurt that in Barcelona. Had to pull out there and in Monte Carlo as well, which certainly hurt his clay court preparation coming into the French. Rome, the only event that he actually played. This is another volley, and Marin with another breakpoint chance.
Avantage Marin.
Sampras and Agassi, the only American men's seeds.
The crowd senses that Pete's struggling, trying to pump him up. These guys like to take a big swing. Good idea, serve into the body. At that pace, hard to get away, get around it. Back to deuce. He's mixed up his serving well. I got to say, he's changed positions. At times, he's pulled that Michael Chang move where you stand way out wide. You saw Agassi Chang used to utilize that. Then he's moved closer to the middle of the court and served straight up the line, like he's going to do this point. He's keeping Marin guessing.
Marin creeping in. Sampras with the nice angle. 1-all in the fourth set.
Hard fought, but well done. Full run. Knew he was going to get there in time. Sort of tricked Marin into thinking he wasn't. Had time to guide it cross court for a winner. It's unbelievable that he's got more aces than ace number 9. Both players with 9. That's surprising.
30-0.
Wait a second.
I think Pete's a little surprised, too.
Well, I'm not surprised that he's surprised.
And quickly, 30 love. Nice pass. Sampras looking a little sluggish at the moment.
40-0.
What he's got to do now is worry about his own serve. And as this set progresses, just try to maybe pick one game to step it up and try to put this thing away.
Wow. 11 aces for Juan Antonio Marin. 2-1 fourth set.
Marin.
The 1999 French Open on USA is brought to you by Carrier, custom-made indoor weather. By Canon, so advanced, it's simple. And by Charles Schwab, providing people, technology, and support to help you gain financial control.
Pete Sampras wins the first point, fourth set, serving at 1-2. Doubles.
Well, he's starting to try to go for a little more, try to end these points a little more quickly. So when you press, inevitably you're going to make some throw in some doubles and make some easy mistakes. Try to keep that first serve percentage up. And his first serve percentage at this point, Leo, 61%, not too bad.
30-15.
Chris Everett did pretty well here at the French. 7-time winner.
(30-15).
Bjorn Borg, our man, 6-time winner here, 6 out of 8. Only played 8 times. 6 times winner, 1-time finalist. The only guy I ever lost to here was Panatta, Adriano Panatta.
Marin can't get there. 40-15.
45.
Did you see that? Suzanne Langland won 60 out of 64 games, winning the tournament. 4 games and 7 matches. I think there's more depth in the women's game now. Sampras continue to attack. Marin with the winner there.
Fighting off the serve into the body.
40-30.
For 40-30.
Kornikova's gotten started up 2-1 in the first set. Crowd excited to see her. Shouldn't have missed that one.
41.
Not a whole lot happening outside though right now. This is clearly the place to be at the moment. Oh, they are playing matches. I don't want to disrespect these other players, but not a lot of top names at the moment. Oh, boy. Talk about cutting it close.
Yeah, over on court 2, trying to get a good look. Anna Kournikova is in action, playing against Tamarine Tennessee-Garn. Game point Sampras for 2-all.
Starting to like that drop shot a whole lot. Effective once again. Easy winner to the open court. 2-all, fourth set. Someone should pick up Sampras's racket sometime. Extremely heavy. It's tough to wield at the net, which is one reason why he's a little bit, probably you'd say his ground strokes are a little bit better than his volleys. The average player would be tired in about 5-10 minutes trying to use his racket.
Heavy racket a disadvantage on this surface, or does it matter?
Not necessarily, but it's usually better for the ground strokes.
30-0.
You're going to get a heavier ball, though. Get more stick on it. You've got some more weight behind it. The other thing, it's harder to take big swings. More weight to push around. Just looking to end that point quickly, and not exactly the way he had planned it. 40 love for Marin.
Marin.
So, love service game from Juan Antonio Marin on serve here in the fourth set. And let's go check in on Anna Kournikova out on court 2. And for the call, Barry McKay and Tracy Austin.
All right, Bill, all those people you just mentioned looking over the side here on court number 2 as Anna Kournikova up 3-1 first set.
All those men?
There were quite a few guys, I must say that. Anna Kournikova receiving now. This is Tamarine Tamsugarn from Thailand in the near court. Well, Tracy, Anna Kournikova was my long shot choice to win last year in 1998. She is again my long shot choice to win the 99 tournament. What do you think? She's got a chance?
She has a chance, a small chance. She's ranked 18 in the world right now, so just missed being seeded. Actually has a good draw. Wouldn't have to meet up with a seed until the 3rd round.
Double fault, 15-30 now. Tamsugarn in big trouble. Down a break and down 15-30.
Kournikova got to the 4th round here last year. Lost to Novotna. She's had a good clay court result this year in Hilton Head, where she lost in the finals. Just a terrific athlete, so moves very well on the clay.
Right on the baseline. Tamsugarn, who carried the Thailand flag in the 1996 Olympics at Atlanta into that stadium. A big thrill for her at the time.
She has dual citizenship in America and in Thailand. Was born in the United States, actually. Moved back to Thailand at 5.
It's going to go wide and long, and so now Kournikova with a chance to go up 4-1 out here on court number 2. Same court where Jennifer Capriati just pulled that first round win.
Tamsugarn shouldn't have the weapons to give Kournikova much trouble today. Basically a steady baseliner, but Kournikova has the power. Big shot, a big forehand and big backhand.
Drop shot.
Ooh.
It dropped all right.
Yeah, but you know what, Bear? Usually she does have one of the best drop shots in the women's game. Very rare to see her miss a shot like that and miss it so badly at the bottom of the net. She has great feel and great finesse on that drop shot.
Capriati playing that match on court number 3. Like 2s and 3s are getting mixed up today. And there is a winner from Tamsugarn. Stay with us. We're at the 99 French Open from Paris on USA. Well, Anna Kournikova voted one of the top 50 sexiest women in the world. Tracy, here's a good shot of her.
I don't know. Made the men crazy. I hear a lot of her endorsements were not happy with this photo right here. It was a little too sexy for them, and she's really tried to tone down that sexy image in the past few months. Switched management groups from IMG to Advantage International.
I see nothing wrong with that photo whatsoever. Back to the action. Kournikova in the near court. Tamsugarn from Thailand on the far side. That cord. That's a great shot. Yes, Tamsugarn knocks it off.
Kournikova ranked 18 in the world in tennis. I wonder what her ranking was in the top 50 from that magazine.
Tracy, her doubles play with Hingis a good idea, you think?
A great idea for Kornikova.
Almost gets to that ball.
They hooked up together at the Australian Open earlier this year because usually Jan and Novotná does not play that tournament. Hingis and Novotná, a doubles team in 1999. They hooked up and won the event. First Grand Slam title for Kornikova.
So they are the only women's team that has a chance to win the Grand Slam in doubles this year. Back on court central, 3-all in the fourth over there with Sampras. We'll be getting back to that match.
Now apparently, Barry, Hingis has changed her mind and decided to drop Novotná and go with Kornikova as a doubles partner. Novotná not too pleased with that. But they've done extremely well this year, won a couple of titles, and they're very tough together. Kornikova's a terrific doubles player, great volleys, good hands, good feel.
Looked like she could have made that shot, Tracy, going to her left, and suddenly the ball just went right by her.
It's tough to change directions on the clay. It's such a smart shot to wrong foot your opponent. I think that's the toughest part about playing on clay is changing directions, especially for people that grew up on the hard courts where you get a solid surface.
Love 15-second serve. Look at Kornikova well inside that baseline. That is long. Love 30. Seventh game, first set.
Kornikova did get into the top 10 last year, beat Steffi Graf over at Eastbourne, but now her ranking has sunk a little bit. I think everybody expected her to get into that top 10 earlier and stay there.
Good. Just wide. Tracy, what is the strongest part of Kornikova's game, in your opinion?
Well, she's just so talented. She has every shot in the book. Her serve is good. Groundies are terrific. But she just makes errors like that. Needs to be more consistent. And I think mentally stronger as well. That's been the difference. People like Hingis and Venus Williams don't give you any free points.
Catches the top of the tape. And now double break point for Kornikova to go up 4-3 out here.
I do think that Kornikova has the potential to get up into the top 5, top 3, but she's going to have to pull everything together. Worked with coach Pavel Slozil for about a year and let him go, excuse me.
And there it is. Kornikova breaks. She now leads 4-3 in the first set.
Back over in court central. Thank you, Barry and Tracy. We're at deuce. Seventh game, fourth set.
It's been a long game here, Bill. Sampras had that backhand lined up. He's had some success with that backhand up the line.
Game point for Marin to go up 4-3. So Marin holds on serve. Sampras up 2-1. Well, Pete Sampras has been on court central for a long time. Almost 3 hours now. Battling the young man from Costa Rica, Juan Antonio Marin. Sampras serving to try to even this fourth set at 4. John Pete really has struggled on the backhand. Only 3 winners and 29 unforced errors.
He saved one of his best for the end of the third set when he got that break to serve the third set out. So he's picked his spots. That ball's right on the line. Yep, called out, but I don't believe it was out. He's shocked if that ball was out. Pete just rubbed out the mark, gave him the point.
So love 15.
0,15. Second service.
Sampras has really picked up his volume at this critical juncture. Solid play there behind Marin.
15.
Continuing to attack.
Match update.
That's a lot of winners, not to mention errors. 61 of each. Marin, the counterpuncher, just allowing Pete to dictate play for the most part. Not this time.
That's sales on him. 30-15.
30-15.
Pete can just step it up here mentally for about 5 minutes. Literally, if he can just tell himself, really focus here, hold serve here. You know Marin's going to be feeling the pressure and try to sneak this one out. Marin showed absolutely no emotion this match.
And of course, Pete never does, so I'm not exactly looking at the third act of Othello out here.
I'm not that familiar with that act, so perhaps we all are.
Sampras.
Service game for Sampras. 4-all. And now we'll see what he does on the Marin serve here. Early evening in Paris. We come to you live back to the U.S. and Pete stretching a bit.
Marin's got some new balls. The balls are going to fly a little bit. Good time for Sampras to step it up, put some more pressure on him. Tougher to control these new balls. There's the first point.
That was right in the corner. Seemed to skid off the line.
He's tensed up. Another unforced error to love 30. Just what the doctor ordered for Sampras.
That's a gutsy shot.
I'm not sure he had any idea where he was hitting that. That was a big-time approach and a bit of a prayer. Just take a swing and hope for the best, and it worked.
15-30.
He got that ball. I thought I heard the umpire talk. That's what happened.
He appeared to call the bounce.
He sounded like he said not up. The point continued. He realized I suppose. Did you hear that, Bill, or was that just me? Sampras should be entitled to a let there.
Well, Sampras is not complaining.
Now, he is a true gentleman, I got to say. I mean, play goes on, 30-all. Is there some new rule that I'm not aware of that the umpire's allowed to talk during the point now?
I haven't seen the new rule book, but I'm not sure that's in there. That's long. This would be a shame for Sampras. It's a real chance at love 30.
40-30.
Got to give Marin credit, though. He's hit some big-time shots. Point for 5-4.
Marin.
And it is 5-4. We remain on serve.
Marin
Fourth
contre
set.
5 jeux à 4.
Well, after missing an opportunity, Pete Sampras will serve to try to even this fourth set at 5. You see the shadows starting to lengthen across court central from the left.
And that's not going to make it easier to pick up the ball in another couple minutes. Man, he's still got the bounce in his step, that's for sure. Got the racket back nice and early. As you're running, you take the racket back. You don't wait till you get there. That was excellent play by Marin.
The answer to the wonderful stroke by Sampras.
Exactly, Bill. It was a tremendous stretch and get, and it looked like he gave up on it. He thought he could get himself back in that point, but he just left the court open, and Marin once again scrambling for a winner.
And suddenly Marin is 2 points away from a fifth set.
Smokes, Batman.
Over on court 2. Konikova winning the first set. Starting the second. Kamasugarn with a break.
Triple set point for Marin. Just wide.
Didn't miss by much.
No, he didn't. Still 2 more set points. Breaks a string. Tough to hit a passing shot with a broken string. Sampras kept his poise, put away that high backhand volley.
What's going through Pete's mind right now?
God, I hope he's got a racket. He's thinking of Marin. It's not like the last one, so he has no idea what the tension is, so he can maybe come up with a couple easy errors here, win a few free points. And you're talking the difference between perhaps 5 to 10 minutes of this match ending in an hour. Better believe he's thinking about that. Missed that serve by a mile. Whatever you do, don't double here. Oh, that's a great overhead.
3 set points saved.
Marin very tentative with that return. Sampras makes no mistake here. Pretty good leaping ability 3 hours into this match.
Well, that was called out at the baseline.
Avantage Sampras.
So game point for Sampras for 5-all.
first serve saved him that game, Bill.
He survives 3 set points.
Jeux par 3.
Marin trying to get back on track here.
15-0.
15 love.
A little too flat on that forehand attempt. Didn't have the angle. 30 love Marin.
Well, if you're just joining us, day 2 of the 1999 French Open on USA, Court Central, early evening here in Paris. And Pete Sampras, the #2 seed, #2 in the world, in a battle against unseeded Juan Antonio Marin of Costa Rica. And already in this 4th set, Pete Sampras had to save 3 set points. It's 5-all and 30-all. Also in action at the moment, Anna Kournikova out on court 2, and we'll be checking in on that match.
He just put nothing on the backhand, allowing Marin to take control of the point. He still had a shot at that forehand, but really got away from him. He knew he should have done a lot better with that forehand. Wind kicked up just at the right moment for Pete. Marin can't control that backhand.
3 hours worth of clay on the socks. Deuce. Hoping for the roll.
Avantage Marin.
Hit 3 or 4 excellent shots. Just take a little bit off that, make him come up with the pass. You know, the last thing he wants is to miss right there.
Marin holds. We're in the 4th set at the French. Time now for our Saab Tournament Summary. Sponsored by Saab, celebrating over 50 years of innovative automobiles. Monica Seles and Steffi Graf, easy winners today. Jennifer Capriati returns. She wins her first round match. Great one set up tomorrow. Turismo and #1 Martina Hingis. A couple of upsets on the men's side. Pete Sampras trying to avoid one here, up 2 sets to 1, and serving to send this 4th set to a tiebreak.
That looked like your forehand, that last one he hit.
Mine isn't even that good.
the strings there. Marin is peeved.
That was some magic at the net.
That is magic. Right off the frame for a winner.
15-0.
Now that's talent. Virtually unplayable serve there. Still firing away 3 hours and 8 minutes into this match. 7:05 Paris time.
Shadow covering half of the court now.
The agony and defeat there.
He didn't want to see that.
No. To watch that for a couple extra seconds. Watch it drop on the line.
30-15.
Marin's thinking, look, it was past him anyway. You're lucky that hit the net. I deserve that.
Completely got away from him.
Well, he made a very basic mistake. He didn't take his racket back as he was coming up to hit that, what you have to consider an easy shot. He went for a second serve, the ace, and he hit the second serve just about as hard as the first. Now 30-all, 5-6.
Glad to have you with us in our bonus coverage of the French Open. We'll take this match to its conclusion. As is so often the case, you never know what you're going to get here in the early rounds here in Paris. This could easily have been one-sided.
I don't know about that, Bill. That's not a whole lot. This guy can, it's one of those scramblers. He make you work a little bit. I don't think anyone expected it to be real easy for Pete. Here comes the tiebreak.
So they'll play the tiebreak. Sampras up 2-1.
24-year-old Costa Rican lives in Spain, giving Sampras his money's worth. Probably had too much time to think about that one. That's what the clay courters do. They dare you to go for too much, and that's what happened to Pete on that particular forehand.
Beautiful play point by Sampras.
Here's a world-class pickup by Marin, and this is just out of this world.
One all.
Throw your toss too low. Normally it goes long, like it did there with Sampras. That's just too good.
Little stiff pump from Marin. Starting to show some emotion.
Finally.
2-1 Marin.
Once again, heavily topspin forehand, and that was a tricky passing shot. Sampras really knifed that approach. Kept it nice and low. Right on the line.
And skipped right off the line.
Deux partout.
2 all.
Starting to work that backhand up the line in a big way.
3-2 Marin.
Sampras will serve 2-3.
Gave him another chance at the pass. Couldn't come up with the goods. You don't always have to hit the perfect approach shot, Bill. I mean, you're in a pressure situation like this. Make the guy come up with the goods. It's not that easy.
Switch sides at 3 all.
Sampras desperate to finish this match off here. Too much pace on the return for Sampras. He knows it's risky kind of coming on that second serve. Marin's got more time to line up that big return. Surprised at how well he's returned today. Guy's not a big guy at 5'9". That ball's kicking up pretty high on him.
Kournikova trying to close it out over on court 2. Coming back in the second set.
No.
So Sampras in a hole.
He's really got to work hard to win this point. He's got 2 serves coming up. He doesn't want to give this guy 3 more set points. He's already saved 3 this set.
Set point again.
Let's see if he can pull another rabbit out of the hat.
S'il vous plaît, les joueurs sont prêts.
One save with the big first serve.
6-4 Marin.
Big in terms of placement, not power there. That was only clocked in at 94 miles per hour. 4 set points he saved now in this set. Make that 5. How tense are these 2 guys right now? 6-5 in the tiebreaker. Particularly Marin, who's never been in this position.
Trying to win his first match in his Grand Slam event.
He just wants to serve now. He doesn't want to wait any longer.
Still set point.
Oh, went for the big one.
He was.
S'il vous plaît.
Answers the forehand cross court. 6 set points.
You got to hand it to Sampras there. That was a monumental shot to hit. Just overpowered Marin again. I tell you, the first couple days here have been outstanding.
Got a good one from Agassi yesterday.
Both players have lifted their level of play.
Marin showing he's not deflated. And he'll have a 7th set point.
And I'll tell you, it would have been pretty easy to be deflated here, Bill. He's lost 6 set points. Sampras was putting some pretty good pressure on him there. Dipped that forehand cross court for winner. Number 7 set point for Marin. Now a chance at a second serve. Kept his cool.
Well, Pete has played the big points well. And that's what
Highly
champions
competitive,
do.
really, Bill. And it's an excellent first-round match. Both players fighting their hearts out here. First 2 days, conditions-wise, have been excellent. I think the level of play has been high because of it.
S'il vous plaît.
Keep in mind, Marin is really on a tightrope. While he's very close to winning the 4th set, he's also very close to losing the match.
Better believe it.
These points are all big.
How big a serve was that? Biggest serve he hit today.
124 miles an hour.
Set Sampras. S'il vous plaît. Merci.
First match point for Sampras.
Got that. I never thought he'd get this ball. It's got to be one of the best gets I've seen in a long time. Not to mention that passing shot. Standing ovation for both players. fabulous tennis right now. Can you believe he ran that down?
Remarkable quickness. And then what he did after he got there.
Sampras not deterred. Wow. You talk about deserving a win.
Sampras.
Second match point.
We're going to have to switch sides again here.
And Pete has forgotten.
Maybe he hasn't forgotten. Maybe he's giving himself a little extra time here to pull himself together after that shocking double.
Marin has 7 set points. Sampras with 2 match points. We're level at 9 in the tiebreak.
Now we're talking. Big time energy.
I think they just delivered a fellow.
He sure wanted that volley back. A measly, what, 8 set point now?
This will be number 8.
S'il vous plaît.
It's on the line.
Sampras indicating that it's out. Pointing to the mark. Here comes Stefan Apostolou. And he's saying it's good.
Settle back in your chairs, folks. We will be back on USA Network in a couple of minutes. Now he's going for the old bathroom break.
Well, that's how close it's been here in the first round for Pete Sampras as we get ready to go to the 5th set. And Sampras has taken a break. So we'll use this opportunity to show you moments ago over on court 2, Anna Kournikova serving against Tamarine Tanasugarn of Thailand. Match point.
Jeu, c'est le match. Mademoiselle Kournikova, numéro 0, 6-3, 6-3.
6-3, 6-3. Successfully through to the second round. And back now at Court Central and waiting patiently, Juan Antonio Marin of Costa Rica, unseated.
He's more than happy to wait right now, Bill. He's just happy to be out there still, believe me.
Well, he battled. Sampras successfully saving. all of those set points, and then Marin answering, saving 2 match points.
Looking back now, he probably wishes he had lost the first one. And all that time and effort he put in would have been utilized in the 5th, but no, not to be for Pete.
Well, be sure to check out our website during the French Open these 2 weeks at www.usanetwork.com. We've got a chat room going. Our volley area is where you can post your thoughts on this year's tournament, plus lots of other stuff.
I'll tell you something.
Online at www.usanetwork.com.
Oh, I'm sorry. The website, www.usanetwork.com. In case you didn't see that, what is it again, Bill? That's got to be one of the all-time gets, though, for those match point that Marin made. Unbelievable get. Go through a couple scores. Patrick Raft is looking a lot better on the dirt. 4-set winner. Alice Correia, you know he's dangerous here. Last year's finalist.
Against another Spaniard. Ramon Puentes.
Another dangerous man, Gustavo Kirten. Won here a few years ago. Won a couple warm-up events leading up to the French. Stoltenberg, that wily veteran over Mark Philippoussis. His scud turned into a dud his first effort here at the French.
Magnus Larsson always seems to
Speaking
make
of dangerous.
Thomas Enqvist.
Enqvist is Pete Sampras' first seed, but he ain't thinking about that right now.
We thought Pete might change the shirt, but comes back on with the clay still in the back.
Excuse me to Philippoussis. He played the French. He got to the round of 16 here a couple years ago. Matter of fact, Philippoussis won a tournament in Munich on clay, so he's not a total dud. Ball's called in. Replay the point. Start practicing that big serve at Wimbledon. Complete darkness now. Sun no longer a factor. I'm sure the players are happy about that. Conditions were certainly
the ball in and out of the light,
and also just cool things down a bit. They've been plenty of stuff going on to heat them up.
Here's the time of the match. Just over 3.5 hours.
Andrei Medvedev licking his chops a bit, a straight set winner, waiting the winner of this match, trying to get his career back on track. A good opportunity for him now rising. He certainly worked that drop shot today. Just clipping the top of the tape there. 15-all. Sampras, by the way, 26-10, 5-set career record, 6-2 on clay, so pretty impressive. Solid volley behind his opponent there.
Hasn't played a 5-setter since losing to Patrick Rafter in the semifinals of the Open last year. Pete injured his leg in the 3rd set of that match.
Didn't play in Australia. So this is his first slam since that match. And he's sure happy he's having an easy service game this first game of the 5th set.
Quarante-trois.
40-30. Things have calmed down considerably since the end of that 4th set.
Surprisingly.
So Sampras holds to start set number 5.
Premier jeu, dernière manche.
It's tomorrow here on USA. Andre Agassi also in action. Here's the story in Court Central. First service game of the 5th set for Juan Antonio Marin.
Sampras off to a good start here early in the 5th. 15-30 after holding easily the first game. We mentioned that before. Hasn't played a long match since that Rafton match.
He has competed in only 5 events this year. Second serve.
Right on the line, 2 break points for Pete. Doesn't look deterred at all. So we run through some women's scores.
That was wide. Still 1 break chance remaining.
To watch. Both players working extremely hard out there. Pete was just dying to run around a forehand and try to hit the big one, and he did, but Marin once again running it down. And just tantalize him with that forehand cross court, making him run all the way over there. Oh. Stay down on that backhand.
The clean winner. He can only watch.
What a lot of players have a tendency to do is to look up just a little bit, see where their opponent is, but you must stay down, just like Marin did here. Kept that head down, just hit his shot. It paid off for him.
Oh. Eighth double fault. Back to deuce. He has served awfully well.
Highly unexpected. Excellent job. I mean, you knew Sampras was going to hit some big serves, but you certainly didn't expect it from this young Costa Rican. Mixed it up well as well. Sure got tight on that backhand.
Back to deuce. 12 aces in this match for Juan Antonio Marin. Second serve.
We didn't mention, by the way, Marin's 5-set record, a measly 1-1. So you have to wonder about him, too. Another break point chance for Sampras.
His third. Marin moving effortlessly at the net.
being aggressive at the right moments. Marin gets a well-deserved point to level a 1-all fifth set.
That is his ninth double fault and takes us back to deuce once again.
Start getting a little fatigued. Your feet aren't in the position you expect them to be. You start missing balls. That was well wide there by Sampras. He's got to play it a little bit safer now. Your mind is telling you to just end the point more quickly because you're tired. If you have a chance like this where it's an open court, then go for the big one. They had the whole court to work with. But if you're trying to go up the line, that margin's a lot smaller. Floated wide on Marin. Another break point chance for Sampras.
His fourth.
Avantage Sampras.
He's throwing the book at Marin, that's for sure, trying everything.
There's the break for Sampras.
He corrected himself beautifully there. Take a look at Pete's draw. We talked about Medvedev waiting in the second round. Albert Portas, a tough Spaniard, beat Cecil Mamet, and Byron Black and Voignier in the fifth set in their match. So that's a pretty good-looking draw for Pete, although he's didn't want to go 5 sets first round. But he'll take the win.
10th ace.
Talk about Pete looking tired a lot when he played. I mean, 26 and 10. That's pretty good record, I'll tell you. Skips off the line.
Ace 11. Pete had those 3 5-setters when he got to the semifinals 3 years ago. Todd Martin, Sergio Bugera, Jim Courier.
How's that for a rough draw? that isn't Juan Antonio Marin. Pete's picked it up at just the right moment early in the fifth, 2-0, 40-15.
Quarante.
40-30.
was a wonderful volley, Bill. I mean, Marin hit that behind him. I mean, Sampras thought he had this point won for sure. I mean, that's about as good a shot as he could have hit. Marin clips the outside of the line. Skidding beautifully into that pass.
Deuce.
Pretty good effort for a guy who's never won a match, right?
Wouldn't be a bad first one to win against Pete Sampras.
Pete, meanwhile, at 153 and 27 in his Grand Slam career.
Foot fault?
No, he's overruling. Yeah, he's overruling the call.
That would be the 12th. Apostolo in the chair. Back to deuce.
Boy, he went for too big a serve there. Does not want to let Marin get back into this fifth set. 13 doubles now. Can't believe he went for that big a second serve.
Great chance to get back on serve. Juan Antonio Marin has battled back in this match the whole way.
That's the serve that's just no one can handle, particularly a guy 5'9". He has to hit up, that ball kicks up so high on him. Didn't move his feet at all there.
Maybe that's the answer to why he went for that big second serve. Fatigue.
Maybe you're right. He's clearly fatigued. So Marin looks surprisingly fresh still.
Second break chance. And Juan Antonio Marin breaks back. 2-1 fifth set. Well, Marin coming back and serving now to level this fifth set at 2. John, another look.
That was actually a break point of the last game to get himself back in this fifth set. He is hustling big time and finding himself still in the thick. And a big-time point, the first point. Another scramble with that same end result. Just stab volley winner.
Team Love.
Even he couldn't do it. So he throws in the double.
That's his 10th.
Bring himself down to earth. He's just not moving moving his feet at all.
30-15.
Just trying to bring Marin into the net. Marin did not oblige. No tie breaks in the fifth set here.
Play it out. Marin looking very fit.
Sure it does, I'll tell you. He looks fresh as a daisy, this guy. On a nice spring Paris day.
These early rounds have not been kind to Sampras 3 of the last 4 years. Lost in the second round last year to Ramon Delgado. Third round in '97 to Magnus Norman. Had the good run in '96, but in '95 lost in the first round to Gilbert Schaller. And over that period, he's played 4 5-set matches, 3 in '96. Didn't have to move much there.
He's got some new balls and some more zip, so that ought to help Sampras initially. Approaching 4 hours, 3:55 to be exact.
As we approach 8 o'clock in the evening here in Paris.
Another easy volley for Sampras.
Double fault.
Well, he's certainly playing at the pace he wants to play it. He's really slowed things down here. Marin's the one that wants to keep things going.
30-15. Nice serve from Sampras.
Serve saving him this game.
About 115 miles an hour. Called long. 40-30.
By Marin there. I mean, it's just nothing Sampras could do.
But Sampras home on serve, fifth set. The number 2 seed extended here on Court Central, and earlier today the number 3 seed Patrick Rafter was in action against Roger Federer, who is playing in his first Grand Slam event in the main draw. 17-year-old from Switzerland, outstanding juniors player, but Rafter was just too much today for young Federer, and he wins in 4 sets. So, John, a look at Rafter's portion of the draw.
Well, I love the way Rafter plays, and he's had some good clay court success recently. Escudé, a tricky player from France. Meligeni and Elanui are both can play some pretty mean stuff on the dirt as well. So Rafter's got his hands full in this tournament.
Patrick Rafter's never won a tournament on clay, but he did reach the finals, as John alluded to, in Rome earlier this month. His first final since winning the Open last year.
And he did get to the semis here a couple years back, so extremely fit guy. Loves to attack that net. Federer, a guy that a lot of people are talking about, sort of disappointing. He sort of fell apart after that first set. He's one of the couple guys that people are saying may be one of the next big-time players.
Had a good win, did Federer, earlier this year over Carlos Moya in Marseille. On Pete. So 40-15.
Went for broke there. Didn't accomplish much. Fifth set, 3-all. Black, what a comeback for him. 2 sets down. Clay court's not his favorite surface. Well done against Adrien Voignier. The Black brothers hanging tough.
One exception. They lost to Gilbert Schaller in the first round, 1995.
There's the bad news for Pete. He's been out here over 4 hours and still hasn't won yet. Ball really got away from Marin there. Least I could do is get that ball in the court.
If you're just joining us on USA, we're glad to have you with us on our extended coverage. We'll take this match to its conclusion.
We're just joining us. They're not looking for this tennis, I have a feeling. But we're going to give you some bonus coverage.
All of a sudden, Marin is looking a little tired.
About time.
You can't blame either player. Very warm day in Paris, although it's cooled off a bit now. Oh, beautiful passing shot by Marin. 30-15.
Wasn't even close to the service line. The ball was already by him. Catches the line. 2 straight service return winners, 30-all.
Stade Roland Garros, early evening in Paris. And Pete Sampras trying to hang on against Juan Antonio Marin. 3-all in the 5th and 30-all.
He really picked it up on the backhand side, I must say. He likes to dictate play with his forehand, but when it comes to the passing shot, he looks extremely solid off the backhand side now. Down an early break, looking to get a lead in this 5th set, a 4-3.
Marin fighting off 2 match points earlier. Can't convert the break here.
Good pickup by Sampras. That ball didn't come up as high as Marin expected. Sampras ready for that next volley.
Avantage Sampras. jeu,
So
Sampras.
Sampras weathers the storm 4-3. Drama in the early evening in Paris. Pete Sampras and Juan Antonio Marin in the 5th set, 8th game.
Well, that was a good play by Marin. He saw that Sampras had put himself way out of position, kept his cool, didn't go for too big a shot, knew if he hit a good solid ball up the line it'd be a winner, and it was.
15 love.
Marin scrambling, was hoping that shot of forehand of Sampras a couple shots ago was out, but it wasn't. Caught the line. Gets an easy point there to go 30-15. He had time to look at the line, decide whether he thought it was in or not before he continued the point, and decided to. Didn't see an out mark.
For just a split second, you thought Marin might get there.
After that one, he saved a match point. Anything's possible. This is 4 hours and 8 minutes into a match. That's just wide. Here's a monster chance for Sampras to put this away, perhaps. I think he wants this point and all.
Break point for 5-3. No.
Try to guide it again. You just got to go after it. You don't have to try to hit a winner. You just have to be aggressive. It's easy for us to say, of course, up here. The air conditioning little box.
But because of his quickness, Marin has forced Sampras to hit some great shots.
Avantage Marin.
And Marin weathers the storm. 4-all. Big day tomorrow here, day 3 at the French Open. In action, Martina Hingis. Venus Williams will play her second-round match. Carlos Moya, who survived a tough first-round match, down 2 sets. And Andre Agassi, who looked very sharp. All in action tomorrow. We come to you live. 10 o'clock on the East Coast and 7 a.m. on the West Coast. 4-all.
Sampras guessing right here. He's had to hit a number of those half volley pickups, I'll tell you. Probably more times than you ever seen Sampras in net on clay, without a doubt. There's the shot he's been really hurting Sampras with. He told himself the previous pass, why didn't you hit that up the line? Made no mistake that time.
$15-all.
Another half volley he had to deal with, and this time complete mishit.
Well, Pete has said that he feels after playing here so many years that if he is going to win, he's going to have to do it with his game, not to try to alter it. So he's going to continue to come in.
Marin had a real shot at that pass. Missed it wide. Big point, number 34.
We've had a few of them.
Responds with the big ace.
At
108 miles an hour, his 12th ace of the match. Went away from 5-4. That's set up by a magnificent serve right down the tee. 5th set, French Open. A huge ovation for the players as they came out for this 10th game of the 5th set. And the first point goes to Juan Antonio Marin.
15-0.
Sampras had seen that for 4 hours.
Charlie Hustle. Another half volley by Sampras and a good one.
30-0.
Marin once again scooting forward and not only getting there, but really hitting a magnificent shot. That's the depth he needs on that approach. Skidding backhand approach. No chance for Marin there. There's that. Take that. Runs around the backhand and crushes that forehand up the line for a winner. 2 points from victory. Marin with a big-time serve there to get himself out of trouble. 40-30.
40-30.
Over-anxious because he didn't really need to come in on that ball and left that side wide open for Sampras. Sampras loved seeing Marin come to net there.
About an hour ago, Pete Sampras had 2 match points, and now he'll have a 3rd. 4 hours, 18 minutes. Juan Antonio Marin still doesn't have a victory in a Grand Slam tournament, but he's sure got a match to remember. Pete Sampras probably won't forget it either.
Well, he said he needed a little match play before on clay. I think he's accomplished that.
He said because of the injuries and the time away, Pete had competed in only 5 events coming into the French this year. Nice ovation and well-deserved for Juan Antonio Marin. And Pete Sampras bathes in the warm applause from the crowd here at Court Central. The dream's still alive for Pete Sampras. He advances to the second round, and we'll be back with more. Day 2 of the French Open on USA in a moment.
The 1999 French Open on USA is presented by IBM. Are you ready for e-business? And brought to you in part by Monistat, the #1 doctor recommended the treatment of yeast infections. By Delphi Automotive Systems, providing electronics for motorsports and vehicles around the world. And by E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online. Well, a terrific first-round match. Juan Antonio Marin giving Pete Sampras all he could handle, 6-4. The #2 seed wins it in the 5th set. Patrick Rafter, the #3 men's seed, a winner today against the #1 junior in the world in 1998, Roger Federer from Switzerland.
Separating the men from the boys there. It's Patrick Rafter.
Rafter, of course, a finalist in Rome. Alex Corretja, finalist last year, a winner over Herman Fuentes of Spain.
One of the fittest guys still on the tour, looking to use that to his advantage here at the long best-of-5 set matches at the French Open.
For Fuentes, his first Grand Slam match ever, and there's the new look for Gustavo Kuerten as he defeats Galo Blanco in 3 sets.
Kuerten, a real favorite here this year, coming around nicely. Stoltenberg with the upset, somewhat of a minor one. Stoltenberg's had some good success, particularly against his fellow Australians.
And he beat Patrick Rafter in the first round here last year, and out to the round of 16. His best result ever. Disappointment for Philippoussis.
The ever dangerous Magnus Larsson, once again wreaking havoc on the men's seeds, this time destroying Karol Kuchera.
Not really a good look for Magnus there, but looked a lot better than 94.
Didn't sleep the whole lot for that picture.
When he made the semifinals. Thomas Enqvist,
Pete Sampras' seed if both players have reached the 4th round. Hector Moretti, no real problem for Enqvist there. Enqvist, remember, earlier this year, fulfilling some unfulfilled promise by getting to the finals of the Australian Open.
And Enqvist will play Christian Ruud of Norway in the 2nd round. Meanwhile, on the women's side, Lindsay Davenport, straight sets.
Don't forget about me, says Lindsay. I was #1 for a while there, still #2 in the world. Sellis, last year's finalist. Cruz's first-round match. That's some name, Fang Li.
Monica's been struggling with an infection that's kept her off the tour since mid-April. Meanwhile, Steffi Graf is back at the French Open, losing only 2 games today to Magmaleva, who's been away. Missed almost a year because of shoulder surgery. Steffi, of course, the 5-time champion.
Always an adventure for Mary Pierce. Today has no problem, 4-3. Natalie Tozier, I remember last year finalist at Wimbledon. She wins in straight sets. Patty Sheener, what is going on with her? She pulls out an 8-6 in the 3rd win.
over another American, Karina Morayu of Boca Raton, and Amanda Kutzer was upset by Ai Sugiyama. Kutzer, the second women's seed to lose this year. Julie Allard-Descougy.
Nice comeback for her. Seeded 16 here. Good effort by Julie in winning first round match.
So a full day and another busy day coming up tomorrow. As you look down at Place de Mousquetaire in action, Martina Hingis, Venus Williams, Carlos Moya, who survived a tough first round, and Andre Agassi.
We're hot, Bill. 2 excellent days, the first 2 days of tennis here at the French Open. And we got plenty more tomorrow. Agassi, Moya, among others. But I'll tell you, that Hingis-Mauresmo match is some interest here in France. You better believe it's going to be packed for that match.
And you can see that right here on USA tomorrow. So for Tracy Austin, Barry McKay, John McEnroe, all of us at USA, thanks for being with us. This is Bill McAtee saying good night from Paris.